Not surprised. Not mad. Not even sad. I'm disappointed. I'm not disappointed in Richardson. And I know what all of you guys are going to say. Well, all of you guys are going to think. No one really comments. But I know what everyone who watches this is going to think. Oh, Richardson, he went... Oh, come on. Oh, Richardson, he went 11 for 28. He's not good. He had a bad game. Like, if you watched the game, you would know that they were hoeing him the whole game. I'm not even talking about his teammates either. I'm talking about the refs. The refs and his teammates were hoeing him the whole game. And he had a good rushing day too, 10 for 61. And all I know, everyone's going to be talking about how, oh, Richardson had bad completing percentage. He sucks. Put in Flacco. It's not this guy's fault. It is not the guy's fault as a person who watched the whole game. Not even close to his fault. And let me tell you why. First, we're going to start off with the refs. Okay? Look at this. 10 penalties for 75 yards. What were those penalties on? Let's see. 30-yard pass. Penalty. Like 20-yard pass. Penalty. 30-yard rush. Penalty. For some reason, every time we got a good play, it got fouled out. Now, at first, I was like, okay, well, it's not really the refs. That's kind of on us. The fouls are on us. But as the game goes on, and as more and more of these calls are called on us and not on the Lions, I was starting to get more and more angry at them because it was not fair. There were multiple missed calls on the Lions as well. One I can easily point out is a hold that if it was like on third down, that would have been like 3rd and 20. That was not called. They did not call much of anything on the Lions, and I know that says 45 by the side of it in 5 penalties, but let's be honest, these refs were unfair. The refs are not the reason we lost the game. I'd say it's more our offense being anemic, but the refs were clearly biased, and if you're mad that I'm pointing that out, you don't know ball. And if you think that this game is all Richardson's fault, you also do not know ball. Now, second reason why Richardson looks to have a bad game. Drops. Tight ends, terrible. All of our tight ends are horrible. None of them are good. Granson sucks. Ali Cox, I don't think he even played. Who's the other guy? Ogletree? Dropped the touchdown. It would have been Richardson's first touchdown on the day. And let's be honest, he should have had 2 because we got screwed out of another drive in the first drive of our game. We basically got 2 field goals off the bat. Richardson was playing really good, throwing straight dimes, and then we get either screwed by the refs or these people can't catch. And then we have to kick a field goal, and then over time, Richardson starting to get more and more misses because these guys can't catch. There was a dime thrown to Doolin, and this dude just walks out of bounds. He doesn't even stay in bounds. And that was a straight dot to him. And like I said with the refs, there were multiple beautiful balls that Richardson threw that got taken back because of the penalty. So I don't know what you want this man to do. His whole team sucks. The defense surely isn't good. I know they played fine. They weren't the worst thing in the world. They didn't allow 50 points. But the defense sucks too. We can't stop a fly. We can't stop a running back even if he had the speed of an old man. We can't stop him. We can't. Don't even get me started on the O-line. I completely left this out. That's the third reason Richardson did not have a good game according to box score watchers, which I know is going to be all over the internet. The O-line's terrible. Center's horrible. Let's see. We're starting like 75 different rookies on the O-line. I know it's actually 3 rookies, but I'm trying to like oversimplify it. We're starting 3 rookies on the O-line. They can't block. And since they can't block, then Then Taylor, one of the top 5 running backs in the league, gets 11 carries for 35 yards. He got 11 carries. Here's what Shane Steichen did. Shane Steichen saw that he was getting locked up in the first half, which, by the way, he had like a 30-yard rush that got taken back because of another phantom foul. And then he just doesn't get any more reps. He just didn't get any more balls for no reason. He got 11 carries. 11. Have you ever seen Christian McCaffrey get 11 carries? Have you ever seen Have you ever seen either of the Lions running backs get 11 carries? Look at this. Gibbs got 21 carries. Okay. Look at everyone else also getting carries. But we can only give our star running back, one of the top 3 running backs in the league, one of the most paid running backs in the league, we can only give him 11 carries. What are we doing here? What are we doing? And I know he wasn't having the best game to start off, but it's like we just completely forgot about him come the second quarter. It was 14-6. 14-6, and we just stopped running it with him. And even another thing, Richardson was having an amazing day rushing. In the first quarter, he was like 3 for 36. And then we stopped rushing him too. For what reason? We stopped rushing him. We stopped rushing Taylor. And once again, you make Anthony Richardson throw every single ball. You make him play hero ball. And of course, when he doesn't have a good completion percentage, because you're literally forcing him to throw the ball every single time, well then, he's obviously not going to look good. We said this, and last week it was good. Last week we ran the ball a lot. We ran the ball a lot with Richardson. Most importantly, when he was throwing, he was throwing short passes. He wasn't throwing 20 yards down the field every single play, and it looked like that in the first 2 drives where we got our 2 field goals. He was rushing a lot. He was getting a lot of short passes in. He had 1-2 good deep balls in that first quarter. One of them was the Pierce. I think another one was the Downs, which unfortunately Downs did get injured. I hope he's okay. You mix in the deep ball every once in a while. You throw the short passes with Richardson so you can get his accuracy to increase. And then you're going to have a franchise quarterback in a year or 2. But with the way Shane Steichen and everyone else coaching the offense, the way that they are trying to form Richardson into a pocket passer in these certain situations is not going to work. He's never going to get good if you want to play him that way. You have to rush him a lot. You have to rush Taylor a lot. And you have to give him shorter throws. Again, when we were doing this in the first quarter, we looked good. We got 2 field goals. One of the field goals was in the second quarter. But we got 2 field goals. We kept the ball for a long time. In that first quarter, we had the ball for 10 minutes. They had it for 4. And guess what? Let's look at time of possession. They led it 37-23. 37-23. You can't have that. You have to keep the ball for longer. That's something I pointed out. Every single game this season, except for maybe 1 or 2, we have the worst time of possession in the league. If not the worst, the second worst. We are not keeping the ball, and that is the reason why we are losing these games. We keep giving the ball back to them. We keep giving great position to them, and even if they need to punt it, we're in the 10-yard line. Our O-line can't block, our receivers can't catch, and when Richardson throws a dot, it gets dropped. Richardson throws a bad pass, everyone calls him trash. That's the cycle that we are living in every single week at this point. Every week. And you can blame literally everyone. If you really wanted to, you could blame Richard. But you can blame Taylor. You can blame the receivers. You can definitely blame the tight end group. You can blame the defense. Even though they've looked a little better, they still suck. They can't get stops on third down. They cannot stop the rushing. You can blame the coaching. You can blame the general manager. You can even blame the owner. You can blame everyone on this team for the reason why we suck. Because nothing is going right. Nothing is working. because we don't know how to run an offense. All of a sudden. And the craziest thing, we had Gardner Minshew last year. We went 9-8. We almost won the division. If Tyler Goodson didn't drop that ball, we win the division. And now we're 5-7. We look terrible. And going into the easy part of the schedule where I thought we'd be maybe 6-5, 6-6, something like that. We're 5-7. We have no hopes on the division. It's disappointing. Again, I'm not mad. I'm not even sad. I'm not even angry. I'm disappointed because we had such good hopes at the beginning of the season. Such good hopes at the beginning of the season. Especially on last year, how Shane Steichen worked Gardner Minshew of all QBs to lead us to a 9-8 record, almost a division, our divisional win for the first time in 10, 15 years. If Kyler Goodson doesn't drop that pass, we win that game, and we are divisional champions. And now, we're one of the laughingstocks of the league, once again, like we were back 2 years ago, back in 2022. And it's disappointing. I don't care that these guys are 10-1. You have to put up a better fight. You have to put up a better fight. But that's a little rant over. I gotta get to the rest of the video, obviously. 24-6. They scored 2 touchdowns in the second. Like I said, we only kicked 2 field goals. That's our only points the whole game. We really should have got 2 touchdowns there, but that's beside the point. Then they just controlled the game, got 7 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and ended it. Jared Goff, with our defense not having any good corners or nothing like that, he went 26 for 36 for 269 yards. No touchdowns, which I'm surprised about considering he was dotting up. But the running backs got a lot of touchdowns. All of the touchdowns, let's be honest. 21 carries, 9 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Jahmyr Gibbs. And Montgomery only ran 8 times, which is surprising considering even though he is technically the backup, Gibbs and Montgomery alternate drives. So I guess when Montgomery's in, he doesn't have good drives. And also Montgomery did get hurt in the third quarter, so that too. But he ran 8 for 37 and a touchdown. And then other randoms ran, not randoms obviously, but not running backs. Reynolds 1 for 6, Williams 1 for 4, and Goff ran 2 times for no yards. Jamison Williams caught the most yards on the day, 5 for 64. Amon-Ra St. Brown caught 6 for 62. Patrick caught 4 for 55. Montgomery caught 3 for 36, so he had a better day on receiving than on rushing, really. Wright caught 2 for 24. Laporta caught 3 for 19. They were a little bit off target, but Gibbs caught 3 for 9, and Raymond caught nothing, really. Rodriguez led their tackles for 7-1. No sacks on the day because Richardson's like that. No picks because Richardson's like that. No kick returns, but 2 punt returns for them. But returners, 4 punt returns in total for them. Raymond had 2 for 30. St. Brown had 2 for 15. Jake Bates only kicked 1 field goal, but his long was 56, and he had 6 total points. And Fox punted 4 times. And something I want to point out: every time he punted, we were inside. It was inside the 20. We never really had good field position, which I believe matches Richardson up. Because you notice how every single time he has a bad field position, he doesn't, do well, or the offense doesn't do well. I think, that's something you want to point out. Now on to the Colts. I know I usually do it we go first, but, I kind of already went through most of our stuff. Richardson 11 for 28, 172 yards. No picks, that's good, but also no touchdowns. He should have had 1 to Granson, but he can't catch. Or was that Ogletree? One of the two. They both dropped the pass, so who cares? Richardson, 10 for 61. Taylor, 11 for 35. Pittman, who, really good. Got to clap it up for him. Pittman caught 6 for 96. You want to see this. Because Pittman is our wide receiver 1. He was kind of slacking a bit. He was questionable return for, ankle, shoulder, something like that. He comes back in, does really good, so respect to Pittman. 6 for 96. Pierce had only 1 catch, but it was a long one for 40 yards, basically, 39. Downs had 3 catches for 27. Unfortunately, he got injured, so that's not good. Mitchell caught only 1 ball for 10, and Doolin targeted, caught the ball, deep ball, and just stepped out of bounds. Granson and Ogletree cannot catch. We need a new tight end. That's why I wanted Brock Bowers in the draft, but we didn't get him. Zaire Franklin, really good on him. He got 8 tackles and 4 assists, leading our group. Latu got a sack and I believe a forced fumble, although we did not get it. The Lions got it. Buckner also got a sack for 2 sacks on the day. Goodson had 1 kick return for 25 yards, and Downs had 2 punt returns for 4 yards. Matt Gay, you like to see it. He's perfect on the day. He only had a long of 29 because we'd get to the 10-yard line, and then we just give up. But 2 for 2, you always want to see that. He also had 6 points on the day, all of our points. And punting, Rigoberto punted 6 times for 317 yards, and he was inside the 20 twice. Now for total team stats, as you'd expect, we got destroyed on all sides of the ball, 390 to 268, 253 passing yards to 172, 137 rushing yards to 96, which, again, we should be a rushing first team. The fact that we aren't even getting 100 yards on rushing is disappointing, and the fact that the refs basically screwed us about 100 to 150 yards is also disappointing from the refs. We had more yards per play, though, so that's interesting, 5.5 to 5.4. They had 26 first downs. We had 11. They went 9 for 15 on third down. We went 3 for 12. You can't have that. You can't go 3 for 12. We both missed the 4th down, which their 4th down, I don't know what they were doing. They had a bad play design, and we went for it on 4th and 8, so we weren't getting that. They had 72 plays. We had 49. Again, you can't have that. They allowed 3 sacks. Who got the other sack? I didn't see 3 sacks. Okay, Latu, Buckner. Am I missing something? I didn't see this, but Zaire Franklin did get a sack, so again, good on him. But 3 sacks on the day to our 0, because Richardson's like that. We punted 6 times, they punted 4. Like I said, the refs were rambunctious today, 5 for 45 to 10 of 75. No fumbles lost, no interception zones for either side, and like I said, 27 to 23 to 37, you can't have that. You can't do that in the league. You just can't. Now, for standings, of course, we're basically perpetually going to be... Did the Titans win? Did the Titans win the game? I'm just finding this out now. The Titans beat the Texans. Oh, no. Oh, Texans, what's going on? The Texans have not looked good recently. I do gotta point that out. I don't know what the Texans are doing. I don't know what C.J. Stroud's doing. But we're second in the division. We're obviously gonna always be second in the division. I don't know how the Titans won that. That would have really been helpful if we could have pulled out a major upset. But, there's nothing we can really do now. But that's really all I have to say. I'm gonna go look at overall NFL games right now. But that's really all I have to say today. Nothing we can really do. Commanders have a chance. Oh, Vikings, you let the Bears tie it up? Oh no. Dolphins beat Patriots, Chiefs beat Panthers, Bucks beat Giants. Okay, nothing really too special. But that's all for today. Disappointing from our offense. Name of the game for the whole season. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week, and peace.